So for the last 6 years, a project has been brewing in the background, trying to solve one of the biggest paradoxes in all of crypto. It's called Midnight. And it's Charles Hoskinson's big swing at answering a really fundamental question about what blockchain is supposed to be.
You know, the entire promise of blockchain is built on this idea of trust, right? Your transactions are permanent, they're time-stamped, they're auditable forever. But that creates this massive conflict. To get that absolute trust, everything, and I mean everything, has to be totally transparent, and that transparency, well, it comes at the expense of our privacy.
So let's really dig into this. What is the core problem that Midnight was actually designed to fix? Turns out it's a classic double-edged sword. Yeah, this really breaks it down perfectly. The very thing that gives us trust, that promise, creates the problem of forced transparency. Immutability? It's an amazing feature, but it also means you lose all personal control over your own financial history. And auditability, which sounds great, actually means you're revealing everything about yourself to everyone forever.
And this quote from Hoskinson just nails it. It's so simple, but it gets to a fundamental human truth. I mean, think about it. You don't walk around in the real world with your bank statements taped to your forehead, right? So why on earth should our digital lives be any different?
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? This is where Midnight comes in with the totally new philosophy, something they call rational privacy.
And the core idea is actually pretty simple. The power to choose what you share and who you share it with should belong to you. You're in the driver's seat, not the system, not the blockchain, you.
So what rational privacy does is it completely flips the script. Instead of everything being public by default, you are private by default. You start from a place of total anonymity, and then you, and only you, get to decide what little bits of information to reveal, when to reveal them, and who gets to see them.
Now, building this thing was not easy. The origin story of Midnight is actually pretty cool. It's all about collaboration and, well, a little bit of late-night inspiration at a conference.
That's right, 6 years. As Hoskinson tells the story, the whole idea for Midnight was literally born over drinks at a cryptography conference. It started off as one of those, oh, this'll be easy kind of projects that then ballooned into a 6-year marathon to solve one of the hardest problems in the entire space. Just goes to show you, the good stuff takes time.
Look, if they tried to build this kind of privacy tech completely from scratch, it would have taken them until like 2035. So the team took a much smarter, more pragmatic approach. Stand on the shoulders of giants. They decided to borrow the absolute best, most battle-tested tech from all over the crypto world and only build new stuff where they absolutely had to.
And this is the result of that strategy. Midnight isn't just a Cardano project. It's like this symphony of technology from over 24 different ecosystems. They grabbed the super powerful zero-knowledge proof system Hilo 2 from Zcash. They used the flexible blockchain framework Substrate from the Polkadot world. They took lessons from Aptos, Concordium, and so many more. It's basically a greatest hits album for privacy tech.
So how in the world do you launch a project this complex and this ambitious? Well, you do it very, very carefully. Midnight has this clear 4-stage plan, and each stage is poetically named after a place in Hawaii where Hoskinson was born.
Okay, so first up is Hilo, which is happening right now. The token, Dust, gets a safe launch as an asset right on the Cardano network. Then, in early 2026, we get Colu. That's a federated mainnet where developers can actually start switching on their privacy-focused apps. After that, in Q2, comes Mahalo, which starts the big transition, letting Cardano's independent stake pool operators begin making blocks. And then finally, in Q3 2026, we get Ha, the launch of the fully decentralized network with bridges to other chains.
The whole logic behind this step-by-step approach is just simple and smart. You build your ship in a safe, secure harbor. In this case, that's the Cardano network, which has famously never gone down. You get the engines running, you make sure everything is working perfectly, and only then, when you're 100% confident, do you leave port and head for the open sea of full decentralization.
So with all this amazing tech and this super careful launch plan, what's the big picture here? Why does a project like Midnight matter for people beyond just the hardcore crypto community?
Well, for one thing, the community energy is just staggering. I mean, check this out. During the initial airdrop, the Midnight community replicated over 700 days of the Bitcoin network's early mining work in just 21 days. That is an insane amount of enthusiasm and participation. And that energy is a direct result of how they distributed the token. This was the largest airdrop in history.
And here's the kicker. It was done with zero venture capitalists, no VCs. The token was given directly to the community, kind of in the same spirit as how Satoshi originally distributed Bitcoin. The thinking is, if it's in your hands, you're going to care about it more.
Hoskinson uses this really powerful analogy of a stool to explain the big picture. To have a stable, trustworthy system, something that will last, you need all the legs. For a long time, he says, the blockchain space has been trying to build this stool, but it's been missing some absolutely crucial legs.
And this perfectly captures his view of blockchain's evolution. Satoshi gave us the first leg, sound money. Awesome. Ethereum came along and gave us a second leg, programmability or smart contracts. Cardano has been working on the third leg, scalability and governance. But the stool is still wobbly. Midnight's entire mission is to provide those final essential legs, identity and privacy, to finally give us control back.
So it really all boils down to this final, crucial question. For more than a decade now, we've been trying to build this new, trusted version of the internet. But maybe, just maybe, we've been missing the most human element of all. Is it possible that real, lasting trust can't even exist without the option of privacy? It's something to think about.